Final mic test. Good morning. Final mic test. Good morning. Good morning. Final mic test. Testing one, two, three, four.
Good morning, everyone. We will be going live in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That will be 10:18. We'll be going live in 5 minutes. And make sure also you clear the aisle, that we don't want anyone's bags. Make sure your feet are not in the aisle so they don't get stepped on as well. Thank you so much. Also, make sure your phones are silent. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. You want to make sure all those rings are off. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. That's much better. How are you? It's good to see everyone. My name is Cameron Friend, and I work at the King Center. I am the host of the Rethink podcast, also one of the writers behind the scenes to put out the content for the King Center. And welcome to the 2025 King Holiday Observance. Our theme for this year is Mission Possible, protecting freedom, justice, and democracy in the spirit of nonviolence 365. And today, you're going to hear about a lot of the great work the King Center is doing. You're going to hear about the upcoming opportunities with King Holiday that you will be a part of. There are going to be many events that you'll be able to take place in. You're also going to hear from our CEO, Dr. Bernice A. King. Today is a special day because obviously in 2025, there are many different challenges that we must be ready to face. And nonviolence is the way that we are moving forward. And a lot of an understanding of how to move forward in this world is going to be how to understand how nonviolence continues to impact the way that you think, the way that you believe, and the way that you behave. And because of the great work of the King Center and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Mrs. Coretta Scott King, we have that opportunity to continue to go forth and build the beloved community right where we are. And to get started today, I'm going to welcome our wonderful CEO, Dr. Bernice A. King.
Good morning, everybody. Ooh, that's a bright light. My God. Thank you to the media, our partners, and our sponsors for joining us on this very chilly day for our 2025 King Holiday Observance Press Conference. We appreciate everybody being here to share about this year's King Holiday Observance, which marks the 57th annual observance of my father's birthday, the commemoration of his 96th birthday, and the 40th observance of the King Holiday. But before we begin, I want to take just a moment to pause and reflect on the life and legacy of President Jimmy Carter, and also to have a moment of silence for the families of those who were killed in New Orleans, as well as victims of violence and war across this nation and world. Amen. Joining us today are members of the King Center team, including Dr. Kalisha Graves, our Chief Research, Education, and Programs Officer, Andres Washington, one of our special events project managers, and Hyatt Nord, our Director of Volunteerism. After my introductory remarks, they will be sharing briefly about our various programs leading up to and on the King Holiday. But before we get to all of that, I want to briefly talk about our partners that are here today, some of whom will be speaking and some of whom will not be taking the podium, but we are delighted that everyone is here. We are joined today by the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park, represented by its superintendent, Reginald. Is Reginald here, Marty? Oh, okay. Lord have mercy, I didn't see you, Reginald. Reginald Chapel. Good to see you. The King Park is our premier partner and one of our largest legacy funders. The Georgia Coalition for the People's Agenda, represented by its executive director, Helen Butler. The coalition is a partner for one of our community service projects. The Martin Luther King Jr. Committee, represented by committee member Tamara Orange. The Martin Luther King Jr. Advisory Council, ably represented by its chair, Representative Billy Mitchell. Hands On Atlanta, represented by its CEO and President Jay Cranman. And we will have a video, I believe, from the CEO of AmeriCorps, Michael Smith. After my remarks, members and those of my team, Helen Butler will follow the members of my team, followed by Reginald Chapel, followed by Billy Mitchell, followed by Tamara Orange, followed by Jay Cranman, and then the video. And they will come forward and briefly share about their organization's support of the King holiday. Once they finished, I'll return at the end to introduce some new and exciting things happening with some of our strategic partners during and following the King holiday. Now, before I dive into the remarks, let me also take a moment to recognize some of our other partners who have joined us in person. We have Morgan Shaw. Morgan, are you here? Morgan Shaw, the CEO of the Atlanta Dream, and Layla Brock is with her, Senior Vice President, Strategic Partnerships and Community Impact. We will hear more about their continuing partnership at the end. We also have Demetra Ali, Technical Program Manager of Microsoft. Demetra, good to see you, who will be sharing later about some of our upcoming partnership initiatives. Microsoft, along with Tech's Giving Values Partnerships, the Cam Kirk Foundation, and the City of Atlanta Department of Technology are our partners for the Beloved Community Global and Youth Summits. Lanny Smith, CEO of Actively Black. Good to see you, my brother. And Bianca Winslow, the co-founder, has joined us today. Actively Black is the sponsor for our kickoff reception. Thank you so much. Representing Operation Hope, we have Brian Betts, President and CEO, and Sir James Buchanan, a part of the senior executive leadership. Good to see both of you. I wish to acknowledge some of our other partners who could not join us today: Ebenezer Baptist Church, the Atlanta Downtown Improvement District, Morehouse College, Morehouse School of Medicine, and MARTA, who has wrapped a special King holiday bus that will be revealed at the kickoff reception on tomorrow. I wish to express our deepest gratitude to all of our partners and sponsors, including our legacy sponsor, Delta, our eternal sponsor, Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, and our premier sponsors, Kia and Ford Philanthropy. Now, since the last King holiday press conference, we've experienced a whirlwind of events, too numerous to name, but I will speak about a few things that we've experienced in this world. At the beginning of 2024, we here in the King world personally lost our chairman and my brother, Dexter Scott King, as well as the last member of my father's generation, my Aunt Naomi, wife of my father's brother, A.D. King. We collectively, as a nation and world, witnessed war and militarism, global conflicts and global warming. Imperialism and anti-Black racism result in unprecedented loss of human lives, rising to genocidal levels in some places and massive poverty conditions in other places, from the Gaza Strip to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, to Ethiopia, to Haiti, to the Ukraine, to Afghanistan, to the South Sudan, and to Syria. We endured an inordinate amount of divisive and dangerous rhetoric. We watched too many suffer grave acts of injustice and unending assaults on their personhood. We experienced an increasing level of political polarization and attempts to undermine our democracy and narrow our freedom of speech and freedom to petition our government for grievances. We've seen a crisis in our housing market as a result of the rise of corporate oligarchy taking our housing market. We've been forced to contend with AI taking a more active role in our daily lives, threatening to displace people in many areas. Homelessness, healthcare costs, and income inequality continue to run rampant, increasing greater class disparities and causing more inhumane conditions. These robust challenges in our nation and world, along with the recent tragedies in New Orleans and Las Vegas, as well as the countless mass shootings and widespread violence in our cities across this nation, signal a moral and spiritual void that reflects our inability to live together as brothers and sisters. And yet, there is always hope, and there is possibility in turning this around. As we await the presidential inauguration It is no mere coincidence that we are beginning this new year celebrating the life of a former president and an extraordinary humanitarian who, as a faith-driven leader, led from a love-centered place. And just before the commencement of the formal inauguration, we began the birthday commemoration of another exemplary humanitarian who was a faith leader that led from a love-centered place. Both President Jimmy Carter and my father showed us what is possible when your faith compels you to live and lead from a love-centered place. Many may feel that it's an impossible feat to take on the challenges in our world today, and that the problems may seem insurmountable at times. But the life, legacy, and leadership of President Carter, my father, and my mother are testaments to the fact that it is possible to confront the problems in our world house and create a just, humane, equitable, and peaceful world. That is why members of the King Center team felt that it was critical to frame the 2025 King Holiday theme as Mission Possible, protecting freedom, justice, and democracy in the spirit of Nonviolence 365. My father, mother, and those in the civil rights movement demonstrated that it is possible to both cultivate and protect freedom, justice, and democracy from a love-centered place. They showed us the mindset, the posture, the attitude, and the language required to fight against injustice, and at the same time fight for the creation of a society where the dignity and value of the person is always respected. As we prepare for a new presidential administration, or repeat in some ways, this King Holiday, I am calling on all people of goodwill and conscience to do more than commemorate and celebrate King for a day. I'm calling us to do more than quote King, which we love to do. I'm calling on each of us to pledge to work daily on learning, as my father challenges us in his 1967 book, Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos of Community, learning how to live together as brothers and sisters. Secondly, I'm calling each of us to a higher standard of committing daily to embrace the spirit of Nonviolence 365, which is nonviolence as my father developed, taught, and demonstrated in any and all of our efforts to continue advancing freedom, justice, and democracy. It is an urgent and vital choice we must make because, as my father reminded us in some of his last writings, we still have a choice today: nonviolent coexistence or violent co-annihilation. Choosing a nonviolent mindset and attitude gives us the ability to contribute to the upbuilding of our humanity by focusing on doing those things daily that cultivate our coexistence rather than our co-annihilation. We must choose Nonviolence 365, or I'm afraid to say that we will end up collectively destroying ourselves. Thirdly, I'm calling on people to align with a new coalition of conscience that clings to the nonviolent teachings of my father and devote themselves to work consistently in a collaborative, coordinated, and concerted fashion to create the beloved community and change this old world of chaos into a glorious new world where all can share in the wealth of the world, and freedom, justice, and democracy are both cultivated and protected in the spirit of agape love for the good of all humanity. This is our mission, made possible with Nonviolence 365, and we must not falter. It begins with the 2025 King Holiday Observance. I invite everyone to join the King Center as a champion for change as we move the mission forward. Now, members of the King Center team will come forward to share more about our King Holiday programs and experiences taking place from January 11th to January 20th. Dr. Graves and Andres.
Good morning, all. Thank you all so much for being here today on what has proven to be quite a cold Tuesday. Nevertheless, we are so happy that you're here. My name is Dr. Kalisha B. Graves, and I serve as the Chief Research, Education, and Programs Officer here at the King Center. And we certainly have some incredible events lined up for you this January, certainly all designed to carry forward Dr. King's vision of the beloved community. And so I'd like to take a few moments just to share some details with you related to our educational programming. So first, on Monday, January 13th at 12:30 Eastern, we invite all to join us for our virtual Lunch and Learn Nonviolence workshop titled The Courageous Path, Mission Possible with Nonviolence 365. And so really this workshop is designed to introduce people to the principles and steps of nonviolence and help them to see how they can use those principles and steps to preserve freedom, justice, and democracy in our community. So whether you're new to Kingian nonviolence or you just want to deepen your understanding, this workshop is certainly for you. And you can register at kingcenter.events.com/NV365. We also have scholarships available so that this training is offered at no cost. We also have next on Tuesday, January 14th, we have something really special planned. We will have our beloved community youth reading where our very own CEO, Dr. Bernice A. King, and her co-author, Dr. Kimberly Johnson, will be doing a live reading of their book, It Starts With Me. And really, this is such a powerful book that helps young people understand how they can be a part of creating the beloved community. And after the reading, we will have a Q&A opportunity for our audience. And so this event is for students, educators, families to tune in. This virtual event will be live streamed on all of the King Center's platforms. You can go to our website, thekingcenter.org, or to our YouTube channel to catch that. The event will live stream at 10 a.m. Eastern, so there are two times, 10 a.m. Eastern and 12 p.m. Eastern. Also, we are happy to announce that there is a curriculum companion that is now available that goes with the It Starts With Me book, and you can download that at thekingcenter.org/classroom-resources. So again, a curriculum companion is available with the book. Next, we have on Thursday, January 16th, we're hosting our beloved Community Global Youth Summit. And so this event will take place right here in Atlanta at the Microsoft Building from 10 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. This is an in-person event where we'll be bringing together over 200 students from the Metro Atlanta area for them to explore artificial intelligence through the lens of Dr. King's vision of the beloved community. And so this day will also include a panel discussion with leaders like Ayo Duyule, who is a senior technical product manager at Google and co-founder of TextGiving. We will also have Cam Kirk, who is the founder of the Cam Kirk Foundation. We will also have Sasha Smith, who is a technology strategist and chief of staff for the Office of Technology for the City of Atlanta Mayor's Office. We will also have Darrell Booker, a corporate affairs specialist and nonprofit tech acceleration for Black and African American communities. This event will also include breakout sessions like AI for social good and speaking of AI, and this is designed to engage young people in these hands-on activities. This event will also be live streamed across all of the King Center's platforms, so please visit our website, thekingcenter.org, or our YouTube channel. Next, we will have our beloved community teach-in, and so this is our global learning movement where we invite educators around the world to bring Dr. King into their classrooms. And so we're inviting all teachers and educators to be a part of this impactful event by downloading this specially curated set of lesson plans, which are available on the King Center's website. So you can access that at thekingcenter.org/classroom-resources. And so again, the teach-in content is available now for download. And so that includes my remarks for the educational programming. I will hand it to my colleague, Mr. Andres Washington.
Hello, everybody, and good morning. It's good to see all of you. My name is Andres Washington. I'm one of the special events project managers here for the King Center, and I'm here to share with you some of the additional King Holiday Observance events that we have planned for you. So the kickoff reception and book signing is the opening event for the King Center's 2025 holiday observance and the public's invitation to join us in celebrating and commemorating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and work. The reception will be held on January the 8th from 5 p.m. through 8 p.m. Eastern at the MLK Jr. Recreation and Aquatic Center at 110 Hilliard Street, Atlanta, Georgia 30312. The kickoff reception will include a book signing featuring Dr. Angela Ferris Watkins. She will be signing her book, Love Will See You Through, and my Uncle Martin's Words for America. Next event is the Beloved Community Global Summit, which will be a hybrid event held on Wednesday, January the 15th from 10 a.m. through 4 p.m. Eastern at Microsoft Atlanta. The summit will explore transformative intersections of artificial intelligence with freedom, justice, and democracy guided by the ethos of Nonviolence 365. This event is an opportunity to engage with leading thought leaders, experts, and advocates as they explore innovative ways to leverage AI in safeguarding and advancing these essential values in our society. Join the King Center's Dr. Bernice A. King and Shalini Kantaya as they lead us in this pivotal conversation shaping the future of AI and human rights. The Martin Luther King Jr. Beloved Community Awards, formerly the Salute to Greatness Gala, is one of the marquee events for the King Center's week-long holiday experience. This ticketed event will be held at the Omni Atlanta Centennial Park on Saturday, January the 11th at 6 p.m. and will also stream January the 11th at 6 p.m. and will also stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on thekingcenter.org on Saturday, January the 18th at 7 p.m. The Beloved Community Awards honors national and international individuals and organizations that exemplify excellence in leadership, unwavering commitment to social justice, and a dedication to fostering the beloved community. This event is a unique opportunity to celebrate those who are making a significant impact in the world and to be inspired by their remarkable contributions. The Beloved Community Awards not only celebrates excellence, but reinforces the values of equality, peace, and justice. This year's event is hosted by Entertainment Tonight's Kevin Frazier and Nichelle Turner. And this year's honorees includes Black Voter Matters, Psionic, Morris Brown College, actor and activist Jennifer Lewis, student scientist Hima Bekele, Latino American Association, the City of Serenbe, Nobel Peace Prize winner Nadia Murad, Mars Incorporated, AIDS Healthcare Atlanta, Laura Arnold. There will be a special musical performance by Eric Benet, Jennifer Holliday, Mackenzie Thomas, and the community choir ATL. And that is that's our Beloved Community Martin Luther King Jr. Awards. The 2025 Martin Luther King Jr. Beloved Community Commemorative Service will be in person at Ebenezer Baptist Church and will broadcast live on Fox 5 Atlanta. It will also stream live on Facebook, YouTube, and thekingcenter.org on Monday, January the 20th from 9 a.m. through 11 a.m. Eastern. The 56th annual commemorative service is the hallmark of the King Holiday Observance. Reverend Natasha Reed Rice and Pastor Reginald W. Sharp will preside over the service this year. Reverend Dr. Bernice A. King, the King Center CEO, will give the call to commemoration, and this year's keynote speaker is Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II. This service will feature special musical performances by Vanessa Bell Armstrong, Aware Worship featuring Mark Gutierrez, 3, Natalie Grant, and Ty Tribbett. The Beloved Community Empowerment Fair will be in person on January 20th in the King Center's Yolanda D. King Theater from 11 a.m. through 3 p.m. Eastern. It is a free interactive event providing career development, financial literacy, and health and wellness resources. For more information, visit thekingcenter.org. And then last but not least, the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday March and Rally is also Monday, January the 20th. Participants will assemble at 1:30 Eastern on the corner of Baker and Peachtree Street in downtown Atlanta. The march begins at 1:45 Eastern and ends on Auburn Avenue in front of the King Center, where there will be a rally. For more information, visit the March Committee website at mlkmarchcommittee.com. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, this morning. My name is Hayat Naud, and I serve as the Director of Volunteer Services here at the King Center. I'm here to share an exciting opportunity for all of us to come together to make a lasting impact in our community. On January 20th, we'll host the Beloved Community Service Project and Empowerment Fair. We are focusing on two key initiatives: a service day where we will collect, assemble, and distribute essential care kits to underserved individuals and families, and an empowerment fair here at the King Center to provide valuable resources in career development, financial literacy, and health and wellness. And for more information on how to get involved, please visit our website at www.thekingcenter.org. And I'll now invite Reginald Chappell with National Park Services.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reginald Chappell, the Superintendent of Martin Luther King National Historical Park and Preservation District, right across the street here at 450 Auburn Avenue. I just want to say good morning, and we are glad and excited about the 2025 King Holiday Observance, and I'm pleased to join with my friend and colleague, Reverend Dr. Bernice King, and the King Center in these efforts. Our hearts are warm this morning, even though it's a little chilly, because of our partnership. We are their premier partner, but also in the last couple of days, we've participated in President Jimmy Carter's repos at the Carter Center. And I just want to say thank you to my staff that are here, who have really shown up and showed out in a good way to actually demonstrate the connection of Dr. King, President Jimmy Carter, who actually signed our park into existence on October 10th, 1980. And I just want to say thank you to two of my staff who are, in particular, spearheading this year's event. So we've got Marty Smith, our Chief of Interpretation, and Mandy Hazelton, our Visual Information Specialist. So if they will just stand and raise their hand. Thank you. So what you all don't understand in governmentese is that we've got a cooperative agreement with the King Center, and what that means is that we are meaningfully engaged with them on a day-to-day basis on programs, and this is our main program. And so while New Year's Eve and New Year's on January 1st are the start of the year for most, we say Happy New Year on January 10th. So we're joining Dr. King, Dr. Bernice King, in her collaborative efforts to actually highlight technology, but also to highlight the legacy of her mother, Coretta Scott King. We understand that we exist because of her and her advocacy and her legacy on Auburn Avenue. What I'd like to do at this point is to read to you a list of events that we're going to do that are alongside the King Center to actually amplify this year's holiday events. So starting on Friday, January 10th through Sunday, January 19th, you can go right across the street at 450 Auburn Avenue Northeast and go into our visitor center, and you can participate in the Beloved Community Reflection Board. And so there you can write down anything that you have in regards to nonviolence, in regards to the legacy of Dr. King as well. On Tuesday, January 14th, we're celebrating the journey towards U.S. citizenship with a ceremony in our theater. And so you can come in and actually see folks take their oath to become citizens of the United States. On Wednesday, January 15th, we've got the Happy Birthday, Dr. King, a youth celebration. I know this is particular to Marty Smith, and that will take place inside Historic Ebenezer Baptist Church in the Heritage Sanctuary. On Saturday, January 18th, the Beloved Community Day of Service will take place, and that is the park-wide volunteer service event that you heard of. And Sunday, January 19th, we've got our Beloved Community Gospel Concert and Artistic Tributes at Historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. And then finally, on Monday, January 20th, we're joining in the Beloved Community Neighborhood Celebration. So I know that's a lot of events, and you've heard a lot, but you can always go back to our website, nps.gov/MALU. So that's MALU. That is the cool way that we refer to the Park Service site. So you take the first letters of Martin, M-A, and then Luther, L-U, and that's how you get MALU, if in case you wanted to know. And so if you hear us walking around talking about what's happening at MALU, we're talking about Martin Luther King National Historical Park and Preservation District, and we're proud to join Dr. Bernice King and the King Center in the 2025 celebration. Thank you.
Up next, we will have Representative Billy Mitchell.
First of all, please be seated. You honor me with this standing ovation. It's rousing applause. I must tell you, CEO King, when I came in, I saw your valued worker, Barbara Harrison, who serves with me on the Martin Luther King Commission that I chair. And I said to her, how long should I speak? And she says, as chair, you ought to speak as long as the Lord moves you. As long as he moves you no longer than 2 minutes. So I want to say to you that whatever you are paying her is not enough. As chair of the Martin Luther King Commission, we also hold a ceremony at the Capitol. I want you to put this on your schedule. January 17th, 10 a.m. The governor will be taking part, as will the lieutenant governor and the Speaker of the House and many legislators and an inspiring speaker. My goal when I took over as chair a few years ago is we wanted this to be the best celebration that we could make it in a capital in this nation. Inasmuch as Martin Luther King Jr. grew up in the shadows of the Capitol, we should make sure that it is our best. As a state representative, I must tell you that I take what you do, CEO King, so very seriously. I'm so proud to be a part of your efforts, to these ongoing efforts. In the middle of my district sits Stone Mountain Park. The same Stone Mountain where Martin Luther King Jr. himself said, because of what was going on in the climate in that day, let freedom ring, even from Stone Mountain of Georgia. So I'm going to start reminding the governor on Friday that the mission is possible, protecting freedom, justice, and democracy in the spirit of nonviolence 365. It is certainly possible. Since being on this side, and I see over there Barbara giving me the sign, in the spirit, since being on this side of public policy making, I must tell you that I'm seeing a kind of spirit in public policy where the theme that you have come is really needed. So good to be a part, good to be a supporter. Thank you so very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Deidre Orange. I am here in the absence of Tamara. She's under the weather. And I am going to highlight a few of the events that the MLK March Committee will be spearheading this year for the 2025 MLK holiday weekend. We're going to start on Friday, January 17th with the Labor and Human Rights Prayer Breakfast. That will be held at the Teamsters Local, 728 2540 Lakewood Avenue, and it is handicap accessible. On Saturday, we will have the youth conference, and this year's theme, Black Entrepreneurs, and that will begin at 8:30 a.m. with registration, and it will end at 2 p.m. And then on Monday, of course, we will have the MLK March and Rally kicking off at 1:45 at the corners of Baker and Peachtree Street, ending with a rally in front of the King Center. So everyone is welcome to come out and participate. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jay Cranman. I'm the president and CEO of Hands on Atlanta. It's so good to be with you. I want to thank you to the King Center for hosting the press conference, but also for your leadership and your continued support in helping to make sure that Dr. King's vision for really being the beloved community continues to thrive here in the Atlanta community. I also want to acknowledge all of our nonprofit and community partners for really helping make sure all of Atlantans have an opportunity to do something during this King holiday. We wrapped up last year on a big note with about 60,000 people engaged in service last year, about 300,000 hours, and that is more than just metrics. It's really about momentum, and we're excited to carry that momentum forward in 2025 and make this MLK Days of Service one of our biggest ever in our 35-year history at Hands on Atlanta. And it's needed, as Dr. Bernice King so eloquently stated, the needs in our community continue to surpass our abilities to really challenge them. And so while we're excited about the 60,000 Atlantans who gave back last year, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the thousands of volunteer projects that really went unfilled. Volunteering in our community represents about 50% of all of the workforce that supports our nonprofit sector. It is a massive part of how we support this Atlanta community. And without them, our critical services like education, food insecurity, housing, and healthcare would really struggle. Volunteering also does more than just benefit the community. As we all know, it benefits the individual serving. And at a time when social isolation and has really become a public health crisis, there's really no better way for people to reconnect with each other. And that's exactly what we hope is going to happen during this MLK Week of Service. We have planned about 200 service projects starting this Friday, going up through the King holiday, culminating on January 20th. We're really 2 weeks of action and reflection and impact. I want to give a special shout out to our title sponsors, to Delta Airlines and to the Coca-Cola Company for serving as our presenting sponsors for our 2025 MLK Days of Service, and to the 30 other corporate sponsors, including the College Football Playoff Foundation, Home Depot, Cargill, and Ben & Jerry's. I mentioned we have 200 projects. I just want to shout out a few. I won't mention all of them, but a few that are going to be happening from starting this Friday. We have a group of about 250 volunteers from Ben & Jerry's are going to be helping us beautify Cascade Springs in Southwest Atlanta. Next week, Cargill is going to be hosting a large-scale meal packing event to support students in our Atlanta Title I schools as they open their new Atlanta office. Between January 15th and 18th, we're going to be hosting volunteers at the 970 Jefferson Warehouse, where a lot of Atlanta community nonprofits work, as well as Hands on Atlanta, where we're going to be packing meals that are going to be distributed by Ebenezer to members of the old Fourth Ward community. One of my favorite events on Sunday, January 19th, will be our 11th annual MLK Sunday Supper, presented by Coca-Cola. This will be an opportunity where we're bringing about 300 corporate and community leaders together to have a real conversation about social justice, both respectful for Dr. King and his teachings, but also something that's relevant to our Atlanta community. This year's theme is going to be environmental justice. And then all of that culminating on January 20th, where we'll have 2 marquee projects, one with the College Football Playoff Committee. We have 200 volunteers who'll be packing meals and STEM kits with our partner at Hope Hill Elementary, and then also with Delta at the Atlanta History Center on that same day, with about 150 of their volunteers helping us pack meal kits for students and families that are in our Title I elementary schools. All of that to say is that we have a lot of opportunities and we still need volunteers. We're both leading up to and then on the King holiday itself. Our partners, including Park Pride, West Atlanta Watershed Alliance, Christian City, and so many others have large-scale projects where they still need volunteers, and many of the smaller ones as well. If you want to find out more about any of those projects or any of the things our partners here at the King Center, National Center for Civil and Human Rights, Morehouse, Atlanta History Center, we have created a landing page at mlkatl.org. Again, the website is mlkatl.org to learn more about any of those opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jay and Deirdre and Representative Mitchell with your sermon, and Reginald. Helen Butler had every intention of being here today, but had an emergency. So let's keep her in our prayers. And also, we were hoping to hear from Michael Smith via video, but that will not happen on today. I wanted to mention that we are delighted to participate in the college football playoffs. You will see me somewhere on the field tossing the coin before the game begins. So I guess whoever wins the toss will win the game. I don't know if you all remember, the highest toss in NFL history was when I did it at the Super Bowl. Those tall guys were like, so I'm looking forward to doing that on January 20th at Mercedes-Benz again. We are launching some new and exciting initiatives this King holiday, and I would like to ask Dr. Kalisha Graves to come now and share those with us.
All right, good. It's still morning, right? Good morning. All right. Good morning again. So I am so thrilled to announce the launch of a new learning experience for youth entitled Nonviolence for Social Change. And this new digital learning experience is made possible by the King Center's partnership with EverFi and with the generous support of the NFL in its Inspire Change social justice campaign. So this is a free digital lesson that's now part of EverFi's 306 Black History Continuing the Story curriculum, and it is available and created for students in grades 8 through 12. Also, to ensure scale and accessibility, it's available in both English and Spanish. And the lesson is aligned to national learning standards and fits seamlessly within social studies, history, and civics curriculums. So educators can sign up to participate in this experience. You can go to thekingcenter.org/classroom-resources. And this digital lesson will be available as of Thursday, January 9th. And also, again, to learn more, you can visit thekingcenter.org/classroom-resources. Also, I am so happy to announce, it's my pleasure to announce the King Center, in partnership with the Atlanta Dream, will host the second cohort of our Emerging Dreamers program. And in this program, students are going to go through our Nonviolence 365 Masterclass program, and then they're going to apply the knowledge that they learn in a roundtable discussion with King Center scholars and members of the Atlanta Dream. Applications do open on January 20th, and the program is open to all Metro Atlanta College students who are interested in learning more about the philosophy and methodology of nonviolence. And it is also my pleasure to be able to introduce Ms. Layla Brock, who is the Senior Vice President of Strategic Partnerships and Community Impact for the Atlanta Dream, who will discuss an exciting new phase of our partnership.
Good morning, and thank you so much for that introduction. It is a cold morning, but my heart and my spirit are warm hearing about everything that's happening here that will happen for the King holiday. First of all, as a matter of personal privilege, Dr. King, thank you. We are humbled to be able to be partners with you and the King Center. 18 years ago, when the WNBA announced that there was going to be a team in Atlanta, the community came together and voted on what that team's name would be. They decided it was going to be the Dream, and it was named after Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. 4 years ago, our team was acquired by new partners, new owners, and they decided that they wanted to not just quote Dr. King, but live the way that Dr. King asked us to live, and so leaned into the things that you were doing at the King Center. We developed our community pillars, empowering girls and women, achieving equity for all, and growing the game of basketball. And what we wanted to do is make sure that we were doing the things that we said that we were going to do. And so 4 years ago, we partnered with the King Center and became the very first professional team to be a part of the beloved community. What that meant was every single one of our players and every single person on our staff has access to Nonviolence 365. And as Dr. Graves mentioned, last year we launched the Emerging Dreamers program, and now we want to take it a step further. And we're going to be developing, alongside the King Center and our strategic partners, debt relief programs for the Black community, communities who are most in need of these types of relief, this type of relief. But beyond that, thank you. Beyond that, we don't want to just stop there. We will be developing financial literacy programs as well, because it's one thing to get somebody out of debt, it's another thing to keep them out of debt. The third phase of that is going to be developing programs to help build generational wealth. As we know, that's the last step in creating that freedom that we're trying to achieve through the 2025 King Center holiday. So we thank you. More to come on that, but we really appreciate everything that you all are doing and just happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Also would like to introduce Ms. Demetra Ali from our dear friends at Microsoft, who will announce the next.
Good morning. Is everyone warm now? My name is Demetria Ali. On behalf of Microsoft, thank you, Dr. Bernice King and the King Center, for inviting us here today. Next week, on January 15th, our team is privileged to host the 2025 Beloved Community Global Summit at our Atlantic Yards office, where we will come together to examine AI, freedom, justice, and democracy through the lens of Nonviolence 365. It will be a powerful conversation, and we invite you to join us virtually or in person. Registration is available at thekingcenter.org. For 3 years now, Microsoft has been honored to be the official technology partner of the King Library and Archives. We are committed to helping safeguard and digitally preserve the world's largest collection, primary source material chronicling the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the American Civil Rights Movement. To date, we have preserved 820,000 minutes of archival audio and video and 120,000 artifacts, totaling over 280 terabytes of data. Each minute, each artifact are a fragment of history, now safeguarded for future generations to explore them and to be inspired by. Coretta Scott King once said, "Struggle is a never-ending process. Freedom is never really won. You earn it and win it in every generation." In this spirit, that we recently joined the King Center to empower a dynamic group of students to create a special podcast series for Rethink. Supported by Microsoft Copilot, these students explore triple evils of racism, poverty, militarism, through captivating conversations that blend historical context with fresh perspectives. By providing greater access to the past through digitized artifacts, fostering enlightened conversations at the Beloved Community Global Summit, and launching the special podcast series with Rethink, we aim to harness the power of technology and the human spirit to create meaningful change. Thank you to the King Center for welcoming us on the journey. Collectively, all of our efforts are essential in helping to build the beloved community that cherishes diversity, fosters understanding, and champions justice. We encourage you to tune in the special series of the Rethink podcast launching on Spotify February the 2nd.
The voice has always been a powerful instrument for change, and many changes have been sparked by a voice behind a mic.
His spirit will never die.
Welcome to the Rethink Podcast. With the assistance of Copilot, we'll amplify voices and possibilities
Copilot, help me come up with a script outline.
to empower the next generation creating the beloved community. Tune in to the King Center Rethink Podcast.
Wow, that's going to be exciting, and I want to thank Dr. Kalisha Graves and her team and Microsoft for helping to continue to develop these young people to become beloved community leaders. We're looking forward to listening to that podcast and learning, because we still have yet to learn about Dr. King's message regarding eradicating the triple evils of poverty, racism, and militarism. Well, we're near the end, and I want to thank you for your patience in indulging us. I am delighted now to formally announce the King Center's official King 100 5-year campaign in commemoration of the 100th birthdays of my mother, Mrs. Coretta Scott King, occurring in 2027, and my father, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., occurring in 2029. We are launching several impact initiatives with strategic partners that are designed to impact and transform over 100,000 lives of children and adults. And we will be building a new King Center 2.0 campus, which includes a dream center that brings my mother's and father's teachings to life through the use of AI and the immersive technology of VR, AR, MR, and XR. We are also announcing a few of those partnerships today, with more partners to be joined in the months ahead. We will be enhancing our partnership with Habitat for Humanity, and as was mentioned just a minute ago, our partnership with the Atlanta Dream for the King 100, and you will hear more about both of these in the coming weeks and months. Today, though, we are honored to have with us the President and CFO of Operation Hope, Brian Betts, representing Chairman and CEO John Bryant, who will come now and share more about the King 100 partnership between the King Center and Operation Hope.
Well, good morning. As Dr. Bernice King said, we're almost there, but I'm excited to be on the agenda today and to announce and represent Operation Hope as the President and CFO, a groundbreaking partnership with the King Center in honor of the 100th birthday celebrations of Coretta Scott King in 2027 and also Dr. Martin Luther King in 2029. This collaboration will launch in 2025 with our Child Savings Plan initiative, aimed at fostering financial literacy and empowering our youth. The Kids Savings Plan initiative will begin in 20 cities across the United States, and we have an ambitious goal to reach 100 cities by the 100th anniversary of Dr. King's birth. The initiative aims to reach over 100,000 kids and create $2.5 million in savings, providing children with the tools and the knowledge to build a secure financial future. The King Center and Operation Hope invite communities, organizations, and individuals to join this transformative journey as we work towards a brighter, more equitable future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate you and Chairman Bryant for all that you are doing to continue the economic empowerment of our communities. And we're delighted to join with you in this partnership and looking forward to our work with the Atlanta Dream, Habitat for Humanity, and others that we'll be announcing in the coming months. Now, as a part of all of this, in closing, starting this year, 2025, over the next 5 years, leading to my father's 100th in 2029, we are asking 1 million everyday people to donate $100 to become King 100 champions for change. It can be a one-time gift, or it can be given in increments of $20 per year. As champions for change, people are being invited to join us in building a new King Center as an epicenter for galvanizing people worldwide to become active in changing the social, economic, and political conditions to reflect the beloved community, where all people share in the wealth of the world, where the dignity and worth of all people is respected, and where justice is a reality for all. People can begin by visiting king100.org. They can also visit the kingcenter.org to donate their $100 and find out more information. Everyone who donates $100 will be receiving a special commemorative pin, and other things will be announced in the coming days as well. So thank you so much today for joining us, and I'm going to call on Cameron to come back up.
What an incredible day. And if anyone ever tells you that the work is done, that people do not care, that there are not a community of people that are doing their job to make this world a better place, this is evidence of the great work that's being done in the world. And as you conclude today, if you would like to learn more information about the King Center, please visit thekingcenter.org. Make sure you visit us on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook. And if you would like to be involved with the King Center, please make sure you reach out. If you'd like to donate to the King Center, either on a monthly basis or for a one-time, you can visit the King Center, go to the Donate Now tab, and then you can find us there. You all, this is going to be a very special King holiday, and the best part about today, this is just the beginning. There's so much more to come. Even tomorrow night, we will have the King Holiday Observance kickoff reception and book signing. That's January 8th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Also, if you participated in today, please make sure you linger. We're going to take a group photo with everyone. And I'm so thankful to be in this room with you all. And I'm so thankful for the work that we are going to do together. I'll see you soon.